Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. We are expecting some dry conditions today. We are watching Memorial Day, though. I'll have more on that here in just a little bit. First off, I want to go to Sam Camp, who is out in the field right now surveying some of the damage that we had from yesterday's storm. So, Sam, I'm going to go ahead and toss it to you. What are you seeing out there, and where are you going damage-wise to look at later on today? Sam?
Hey, Taylor. I've been out this morning since about 5:45 this morning. I first went to the Tanner, Alabama area, just south of 72 and along Highway 31, and found countless large power poles just snapped all the way up just for miles. And then I ventured my way over to Huntsville-Browns Ferry Road and Greenbrier Parkway there near the Buc-ee's, and I found some pretty significant tornado damage there. It looked like a multiple vortex tornado passed through the area with a couple of structures damaged and train loads of tree damage, just countless tree damage. And that's really been the story for this tornado so far in this survey, is just a massive amount of tree damage, and not so many structures have been heavily impacted. Now there have been some, but not as many as you would expect for going through such a highly populated area.
Right.
But I'm currently sitting on Michael Avenue, just about 50 yards off of Wall Triana Highway, looking at about 4, 5, 6, 7 trees just uprooted and snapped just everywhere. Luckily, these right here in the shot did not impact or land on any houses, but throughout this little neighborhood community here, there are a couple limbs down on some roofs, and there are a bunch of shingle damage and power lines down and stuff like that. Now, after I get done here in a few minutes, I will then make my way over to the Maysville area, the Killingsworth Cove area, where we've had some reports of possibly some significant damage in that area.
Yeah, exactly. And I did show or see that you had an interview with a gentleman over near that kind of Browns Ferry Road area. I know you posted that, so you don't have to get into big details of everything he said, but just kind of give a brief overview of what some of the witnesses saw as this tornado moved through the west side of Madison.
Oh, yes. Mr. Robert Kelly, interviewed him. Great guy out of Louisiana. Been living here for a few years now. And his story is very, very cool. I'll encourage you to go watch that on social media. But he was down seeking shelter in his basement with the rest of his family, and he has a couple small windows on the western side and the south side of his house. And he watched the multiple vortex tornado come towards his house, pick up a couple of lawn chairs and a snap bunch of large pine trees in his front yard, and just describing him swirling around the house. And I was not able to go into his house, but he did tell me that one of the windows in his upstairs room, in the upstairs part of the house, got blown in, and when it got blown in, it flipped over the bed, and it did a lot of internal damage, is what he told me, just kind of wrecking the rooms, so to speak. Wow. But that interview took place pretty much at Greenbrier, just off Greenbrier and Mooresville Road. But just a whole lot of damage out here, and we are very thankful and very fortunate to get through something like this in such a highly populated area without any fatalities or any injuries so far.
Exactly. And real quick, if you're able to, I know we're seeing a shot of the trees. How are those apartments? Are you able to kind of swing the camera around and take a look at those, or do they have any damage to them?
I'll swing the camera around to the right here just a bit, as much as I can get it. Yes, they're on the far right-hand side of the screen. I can't zoom it in hardly from right now, but on the apartment in the center part of the frame, there is no damage to it, outside of maybe just some tree debris and pine cones and sticks in their yard. But the apartment duplex on the right-hand side of the screen does have their gutters are missing off the front, and it looks like they have some pretty moderate shingle damage to the house. But it's pretty much the same story for most of the places around here. But there is no power in most of these places, and they do not know when they expect to get that back.
All right, well, that's our Sam Camp, Live Storms Media here at Tennessee Valley Weather. Sam, go ahead and continue on, grab some more pictures, and continue to watch the updates from him, not only on his page, but also our Facebook page here at Tennessee Valley Weather. He will continue to survey the damage. Sam, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, and then one more note I do want to add. There has been a lot of concern online. The Buc-ee's there just south of Athens, they got out of last night unscathed. The tornado was probably just a half mile to the south of it, though. But the Buc-ee's is safe and doing just fine. The
Buc-ee's is safe. That's exactly what we want to hear. I know that's good for you especially, but everybody enjoys the Buc-ee's over there, so glad that it missed them. All right, Sam, thanks, and we'll catch you later.
Thank y'all. You have a good one.
All right, that is our Sam Camp live in the field this afternoon. Again, looking at that damage, like what he mentioned, I'll stay on this picture just a little bit longer, but what he was talking about, not necessarily this one, but it was the one on the backside as he kind of turns the camera there that looked like it had some of those shingles, but a ton of trees down with this system that moved on through, and there's a lot more damage out there, unfortunately, across parts of the area. So thoughts and prayers from all of us here at the Tennessee Valley Weather Center go out to everybody impacted, and we just hope that you'll have a speedy cleanup and recovery out there. The good news is, forecast-wise, like you see here on our Arctic Air Skycam network, we're crystal clear today. So there's no rain, no storms today, so that will help with that cleanup effort out there. Our next best rain chance won't be until we get into Memorial Day weekend. Here's a look at your radar satellite composite. Here's that front that was pushing those storms through during the evening yesterday. Good news is that continues to push off to the east. High pressure is situated off to our north. It's starting to kind of nudge in here, and we have some kind of variable temperatures, if you will, over the next several days. It's going to be below average for this time of year, so a little nice taste of early spring or early fall, if you will, as opposed to getting close to those early summer months. Temperatures right now at 75 degrees in Lawrenceburg and Pulaski, 76 in Florence and Athens, 75 in Moulton, and 75 over there in Huntsville this afternoon. Your weather where you live forecast, everybody generally gets up into the mid and upper 70s today, maybe close to 80 or 81 degrees like you see here in the Florence area, but still a little bit below average for this time of year. A little bit of a closer look with your hometown forecast: 76 in Lewisburg and Ardmore, 76 again here in Lawrenceburg, 76 in Homewald, 77 in Waynesboro, with that abundant sunshine out there. Across northern Alabama, 78 degrees in Athens and Rogersville, 79 in Cortland, and around 80 degrees over there in the Shoals and Florence. Taking a look at your futurecast over the next several hours, we're dry. The one thing we're watching tonight that might give a very small chance of a shower, primarily for our Tennessee counties here, will be a dying complex that we'll be watching off to our northwest. But as you see here, as I move forward in your futurecast, pleasantly just amazing day out there with temperatures in the 70s, abundant sunshine, maybe just a few passing clouds. As we get into your evening, late night hours, notice here 12 a.m. starting to see some of those showers move in from the northwest, and here's that complex that tries to sneak its way into parts of southern Tennessee tonight. I don't expect severe weather. I don't expect strong storms. These are just going to be dying areas of showers, maybe occasional rumbles of thunder. Your forecast for your Thursday, a little bit cooler than what we're seeing today, generally in the mid-70s, 74 in Pulaski tomorrow, 73 in Lawrenceburg, 76 in the Shoals, 75 degrees in Rogersville. Can't completely rule out a stray shower, but I think most places end up being dry for your Thursday. Our main focus, like I mentioned, is going to end up being that Memorial Day weekend forecast here, with rain chances getting up into that 40 to 50% range. I will tell you, I don't expect this to be a washout, but we'll be watching for possibly several complexes of storms that get going either off to our west or northwest, and they kind of track on through. That's usually what we see during these early summer months. We call it MCS season. That's those big areas of storms that roll through. Some of them could be strong. I don't expect much of the way of severe weather with these, but you can't completely rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm warning with any of these types of setups. But I will tell you, this will be nothing like what we saw yesterday, which is very, very good news. So here's your 7-day forecast. Like I mentioned, those showers and storms, it's not going to be a washout, so do not cancel any of those Memorial Day plans, but just know that at any given moment during the day, Saturday, Sunday, and even Memorial Day Monday, that you could have a shower or storm roll on through. So just keep that in mind. Again, don't cancel any outdoor plans, but just have a backup in case you do have some showers and storms rolling through your area. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in with his live at 5 to give you another update on your 7-day forecast. Until then, everybody have a fantastic Wednesday afternoon.
Your